What's up, everybody? Welcome back to TD Phins Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. It is your boy TD. I'm back in the car with this illegal Uber driver. Y'all already know what time it is, man. I paid half my fare, so hoping that I get to the house safe or whatever. Yeah, it is pretty bright, but it's all right. But yeah, man. Don't start that mess, man. See, you trying to charge me to turn the light on, Vicky. Am I early? Nah, you're just on time, Vicky. You are just on time, man. Yeah, it wasn't much traffic. That was everybody trying to get on 75. I figured that what it was. But yeah, you are just on time, Vicky. We headed back on the road. We've been on the road for a little bit now. Man, somebody ran over in the ditch or something? Oh, that's the police. Oh yeah, somebody ran off in the side of the road. Yeah, you know what? It's over here, Bree. That thing, you can't see it. You'll have to not be driving to be able to pay attention and look over to see what I'm talking about. But what's up, man? What's up, everybody? We got a lot to discuss. A lot of great football tonight, man. We got a lot to discuss. I don't know where to start, man. And so I would just go ahead and break down everything one by one, but I want to see what y'all got to say first. Y'all let me know in the comment section if there's any specific questions. Yep, I see it too. If there's any specific questions y'all have or what y'all want to know about tonight before I give y'all my final analysis. What's up? Welcome back to TD Phins Talk. That's right, Rip. Vicky in the house. TD, yes, sir. Oh, Vic in the house. What up, Vic? I see you. Y'all hit that like button on your way in. Safe travels home, bro. We've been left, man. We've been on the road for a minute now. So we probably only got like an hour left. Charging for the light. Tell him I'll pay him when Dak get paid. Ooh. Hey, Vicky, you might have me on the side of the road because I don't think that's gonna ever happen.
He's gonna pick you up.
Oh, he told me to tell you to come pick me up, Vicky. You're gonna have to come scoop me up off of I-4, man. But yeah, guys, let's go in this game. I loved everything I saw tonight. I mean, of course, there's things that we're going to talk about that wasn't very favorable, but the overall aura and gist of the team, I love what I saw tonight, man. I'm not driving. I'm not the one driving, so I'm good. I'm happy about that tonight. So thank y'all for telling me to drive safe, though. I'm happy. Let's talk about it. I guess let's break down every phase of the game. What we can do, we can start off with the offense, guys, and we'll talk first team, second team, everything, all right? Let's break down as much as we can. If I miss anything, y'all let me know and I'll dive into it, okay? First and foremost, offense, okay? We got two separate units. Let's call it how it was, okay? First of all, I don't want to hear anything else about the offensive line. This is what I was trying to tell y'all. The first unit offensive line gave Rosen a whole lot of protection. They gave Rosen time to throw that ball. And every time they sent the blitz, I loved what we saw in Rosen's pocket presence because he was very smart. He was very smart in how he handled it and was able to get out of blitz situations and roll out and use his feet. So overall, I don't want to hear nothing about the O-line. When the starters played, when some of the starters played, because all of them still ain't played, but when the starters played, they gave Rosen a pocket to begin this game, ladies and gentlemen. Now, it amazed me. People forget all the time. It did amaze me that when the second unit came in and Rosen was still out there, because I looked at the guys on the field, I still saw one or two guys that might be first unit, but I saw a lot of second unit. We had one bad series where Rosen got sacked twice in a row on second and third down. And people started to say in the comment section, oh, look at this O-line. Chill out, it happens. We did it to them too. It happens. But we got right back to giving protection to that man. We got right back to protecting him. So at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit here and write the offensive line off and say, oh, we're straight at offensive line. We're good for the rest of the season. Oh, we're A100. No need to worry about them at all anymore. No, but what I'm going to say is we saw a vast improvement. We saw them allow a quarterback to sit in the pocket and make throws and have time, at least 4 to 5 seconds at time. That's real talk. We saw them hold it up enough to create lanes to where he could escape. We saw a much better game. We saw a much better game by the O-line tonight. And then once the second unit kind of phased out, the third and fourth unit played well as well. But we're on the first unit right now. I was very happy with our O-line. That's the type of, see, you don't need great O-line play. You just need enough O-line play to give your quarterback enough time to make a few plays, man. It's not, this is the NFL. It's not going to be lights out every single play, every single drive. Not typically, at least. You know, we've seen some teams execute that well, but the majority of the league, it's a scrap. It's a fight. So I like what I saw on the O-line tonight. From an overall standpoint, they had their moments like they always do. But it is what it is. I like that. Moving right along, running back situation. I didn't even see Balaj tonight. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. Did he even play? I never saw Balaj on the field. I mean, I know I was in the half of that first drive, but I didn't even see Balaj. So I don't even know what to say. I don't know if they just gave him rest and just let him chill. I mean, I think at this point he put enough work in on Tampa in practice during the week. Y'all saw the highlights, all them touchdowns he was running in practice. And Flores probably said, it ain't no need. We saw what you could do against their first units. We already banged up enough. We can't afford for you to go down. So what happened? Miles Gaskins came in the game. He came in and he did an above average job. And I say above average because more so in the passing game. In the running game, the Tampa Bay defense was just stingy. I can't put that on the running backs. The running backs were running through the tackles as best they could, getting 1, 2, or 3 yards at a time. So our O-line couldn't open up in the interior. But more so in the passing game. He had a really good game in the passing game. I know he caught a very nice slant from Rosen. Had another big, not a big play, but he made his time count. Was it enough for him to be able to say, hey, we need to keep this guy on the roster? I can't go that far yet. I actually just can't go that far. But he didn't hurt himself tonight. And that's all you can ask for. He didn't hurt himself tonight. And that was with the first units. But we never got the running game going at all until late in the game with Laird and Faroe. So running game just was nil. And y'all know me, I don't put too much merit on the third and fourth string guys because they're also playing against third and fourth string guys. But moving right along, let's talk about these wide receivers, okay? Kenny Stills, I like what I saw from him tonight. I mean, it may not show up in the stat sheet, but he had a lot of good blocks. He was out there running his routes. One time I saw him wide open and we just missed him. We didn't even look that way. But Preston Williams, we got to talk about the kid, okay? Preston Williams had an average night, guys. He caught some nice slants. He caught a beautiful touchdown that they called back and say that his foot was out of bounds. But let me tell y'all something. Preston Williams got his shot to run with the starters tonight. And come on, kid. On the first series, it's a third down, a crucial third down. You put all the work in. You beat your guy. You get on the inside. You got a 4-foot separation. And you drop the pass. Everybody drops passes. I get it. But we don't have time for that right now. If you're going to be that guy, come in and be that guy and get out. But we can't. That's unacceptable because on that play, we had to punt after that. We called up the right play. We got the right matchup, but we did not execute. And I know the coaches are going to get on him about that. And I'm not saying nothing negative about him to say, he didn't do that. No. I'm just saying, I got to call the good with the bad. You got your shot, kid. And again, he made up for it. He did some really good things in the game. But at the end of the day, you got your shot, kid. You need to be flawless. Because you can be, and we believe you can be. All right? So, I'm going to get off Preston Williams right now, but that's radar-ish for me. Keep my eyes on him because we don't want this to be a case where Oh, he's starting to drop balls now. No, we don't need to see any symptoms of that. I know it was one pass, but hey, y'all know me. I book it in the foul cabinet just in case we start to see a trend. So I'm keeping y'all posted about it so y'all know if this stuff starts to persist, we know what time it is, all right? Outside of that, guys, I think we had some really good tight end play catching the ball tonight. Here and there, some good. Giusepp's still been a ghost. Giuseppe, where is the ghost of Giuseppe? It's almost like playing Where's Waldo. Haven't heard from him. O'Leary and Smith had decent games. Now, we didn't have any linebacker play tonight that was just jumping out the gym, but I will tell you what I did notice about the linebackers tonight. They were providing some good protection. They were helping out in the protections, and I like that, all right? Not going to hamper on that too long. We're going to move right along and get to the nitty-gritty. Quarterbacks. All right. This is a loaded subject right now, guys. And I'm going to give y'all my true, fair analysis. Josh Rosen is leading the quarterback battle at this point. That's a fact. And y'all know if I'm using a scale, I got Josh Rosen 55 and Fitzpatrick 45 right now. That's my breakdown. We are at the stage in the Miami Dolphins locker room where the quarterback job is Josh Rosen's to lose. It's his to lose at this point. It's Josh Rosen's job to lose at this point. Now, trust me, if I know Flores like I think I do, they'll mix it up a little again. They might come out and practice this week, later this week, and have Fitch running with all the runs, just to see how Rosen handles it. Because they want to know they got a leader. Flores wasn't playing earlier this week when he wasn't happy about Rosen's demeanor, putting his head down on a bad pass and moping. He wasn't playing about that. So look for Flores to keep testing him. I truly do believe deep down inside, y'all hit that like button, guys. Help me out. I truly do believe that Josh Rosen, it's his job to lose right now. He's up 55 to 45. He was unable to get in the end zone tonight, but he ran a good offense tonight. One of the main reasons why we weren't able to get into that end zone successfully had a lot to do with the lack of being able to run the ball when Josh Rosen was on the field. We had no run game. Halftime, we just couldn't run the ball. That had a lot to do with us not being able to move the ball successfully. You got to be balanced. You got to be able to push that ball on the ground some. So I'm not going to put us not getting in the end zone solely on Josh Rosen. He made a few mistakes tonight. It wasn't many, not as many as the first game, with the second units, might I add. 31 is best. He didn't make a lot of mistakes. Now, he threw one that should have been a pick, but the defender dropped it. That would have been hurtful for him. Look, I mean, it happens to everybody. It happened to Fitz in the game. He threw one that got dropped by a defender too. So it happens to everyone. So I don't count those. But if he would have got picked off, I would be singing a whole different tune. But it still would have been closer now. The job is Josh Rosen's to lose at this point, and I really do mean that, guys. I really, really, really mean that right now. Not saying it to boost the kid up or make anybody on this channel happy. If y'all know me by now, I don't care nothing about making y'all happy. I'm telling you how I see it. It's his to lose. But one thing I will tell you, every single time he had a chance so far in preseason to take the lead, he didn't. And for the first time tonight, he did. But part of me makes me feel like, is he the type of person that can only thrive from coming from above because he got the start? I want to see him be able to overcome adversity. So time is going to tell us that, guys. Now, it's different ways to also look at why Rosen started tonight. For all y'all who think that Rosen started tonight because the coaching staff feels like he's the best option now, I will push back on that. I don't think that was the case. If you notice, he wasn't the only second and third unit guy that started tonight. Truth be told, in that first quarter, half of the offense on the field was second and third unit. First of all, we do have a lot of injuries. But beyond that, I saw, now don't get me wrong, Preston Williams does deserve some first team reps, but he's had a lot of his second team reps with Rosen. And I think that was a good pair tonight to say, let's start Preston and Rosen together, see what they can do on the first unit. And they didn't even play Balaj, which gives me further indication that what they were trying to do tonight was put a lot of players that were either on the bubble or a lot of people are wondering should they move up in the depth chart into a first team situation to see how they perform. And this tonight was actually, I'm not going to say their final test, but was more of an indication on whether they are going to make the team or not. I think this coaching staff tonight, when they watch the film tonight and tomorrow, guys are going to be evaluated on the standpoint of, are they going to make the roster? We're going to know what our 53-man roster is. Let me take that back. We're going to know what our 45-man roster is by Monday, maybe even Sunday, maybe Saturday. We are going to know what our 45-man roster is, and the other 8 we still trying to figure out. Whatever position that is. You know how your starters always play to begin the first half of preseason game 1? They gave Rosen that opportunity tonight. This was his preseason game 3. He played the full first half. First and second quarter. Fitz didn't even get that in the first game. He got 2 series, half of the first quarter. So that was his come out party tonight to say, here you go, a full half a game against some first unit and second unit. Now you're in the fire. What are you going to do? Again, his test was not a phenomenal performance. It wasn't anything to make you jump out of your seat and be that proud about, but you can be, what's the word I want to use? You can be optimistically hopeful at the simple fact that he did run his offense. He did move the ball down the field. He did make adjustments at the line of scrimmage. I saw a few of those. He did get the team in and out of the huddle, guys. Flores was talking about that easier. He got to be better at getting them in and out of the huddle. We're not doing a good job at that, and he did a great job tonight, getting those guys in and out of the huddle. When you go down, just keep them. So I like that. But again, I don't want y'all to think that, they started Rosen tonight because they made him the starter now. This was his opportunity. You might very well see Fitz coming out there playing a whole half of football in week 3. But that can change. If Rosen literally outplays him this week, that can change. That can change. So y'all keep that in mind. It's Rosen's job to lose. Fitzpatrick only got limited amount of opportunities and he didn't look great. He overthrew some guys. He made a few decent passes, but it just was nothing special. It was no better than the Fitz in the first game. But we also can't be making these penalties that we were making on the offense. The holding calls, the opportunities for us to move it down the field, and the other team had a penalty, but we had one as well, and they all set. We had some laundry on that field tonight. And a lot of that stuff takes no talent, guys. False starts, number 61 did it twice. Right guard tonight that I caught twice. False start, y'all. We also put our quarterbacks in a lot of down and distance situations. And I've never liked that, even when we had Tannehill, even though we blame Tannehill for it. So for all y'all who think that I don't keep the same energy, There were a lot of situations, 3rd and 12s and stuff, and they're sending 6-man blitz, meaning you're only a 3-step drop and get rid of the ball, which we got sacked on a lot of those. So at the end of the day, man, that type of stuff has to be cleaned up. But that's our offense overall. That's my analysis of the offense at this time. And we're not even talking about scheme yet. I don't even know. I'm trying to think, do I want to do scheme tonight as well or tomorrow? But let me move on to the defense as I decide. Defensive football. Big shout out to a few players who played their hearts out tonight. And listen, let me tell you something, man. The more I watch this defense, the happier I get from an individual standpoint, individuals basis, and it's starting to come together. First and foremost, 2019 first round pick, Christian Wilkins. He was an anchor in the middle in that first half consistently. They couldn't run the ball. He was an anchor up that middle. But what I also love is he wasn't just an anchor up the middle stopping the run. He had a lot of pressures on the quarterback. He had a lot of hits on the quarterback. Draft well spent if he can keep this up. I ain't gonna speak too much on it. He had a really good game. I'll just put it like that, guys. Moving on the defense, another player who had a good game. Sam McGuevon, our linebacker. He was everywhere. But and you know what? I'm not just going to talk about him. I'm going to talk about his counterpart. I'm going to talk about both of them. DeLuca. Eguavoen and DeLuca was everywhere tonight. I would say Eguavoen had the better night, but DeLuca he had a good game. These guys made, and listen, they were when I say everywhere, I'm not even talking about pass coverage in the secondary, even though they did good, because when things went their way, it was nothing. But I'm talking about in run stopping. You would think they were a D lineman. Coming from the way that they were making plays, allowing only 1 yard, allowing no yards, allowing -1 yard, getting in the fray up there with the big bodies. They found those gaps and they hit them hard, took on a block and made tackles. Those guys played hard tonight. I keep on getting, man, I keep being impressed by a linebacking core. If DeLuca keeps this up, guys, we're set at linebacker. Kiko, Baker, Waquan, DeLuca, Sam. Oh, we got depth. And believe it or not, Mika actually played a lot of linebacker tonight. I don't know if y'all noticed that. You would think it was the nickel, but it wasn't. He was in a lot of linebacker tonight too. He played some nickel, of course. I didn't see him at any safety. I didn't see him at any corner, but he played a lot of linebacker and nickel. If you looked at the scheme and you looked at how they were lined up, you could tell when he was, you just go straight. You could tell when he was in the nickel. And you could tell when he was at linebacker. He played a lot of it tonight. And I'm not going to say, I mean, he still had a quiet night, but at the end of the day, everybody in that secondary had a good quiet night. The reason why it was quiet, because nothing was happening out there. They were shutting it all down. Do you recognize at halftime the score was 6-6, if I'm not mistaken? 6-3 or 6-6. They were shutting everything down. And don't get me started on the goal line defense. What a thing of beauty. But you know who came out tonight and joined the party? Charles Harris, baby. Believe he had 2 sacks, had a few hurries on the quarterback. That's who we were looking for. Like, man, can we get some kind of pass rush? He worked hard tonight. He had a really good night, and I like that because we were worried about him heavily. Heavily worried about this guy. He had a really good night. But the defensive MVP of the night, put it in the comment section if you know who it was. Comment section right now. Who is the defensive MVP of the night from T. Dow's point of view? If y'all was on the stream earlier, you probably know I was talking about him all night. It wasn't Sam. It wasn't Sam. It wasn't Charles Harris. It was not Sam. He was not my MVP tonight. Don't get me wrong, Sam balled out. But no. It was somebody we never even talked about until tonight. It wasn't no Baker. Come on, y'all serious? Was none of y'all on the stream and I was talking about number 30 all night? Lemon. He played boundary corner all night. If I'm not mistaken, the man played the whole game. I wouldn't even be surprised if it wasn't him that got beat on that last play. And I'm not even worried about it. We'll talk about that too. Because it was out there on the side that he was on. But he played a hell of a game tonight. He had a lot of pass deflections, breakups. He played some good football tonight. The cornerback position. He was all over the field. Batting balls down, fighting off screens and making tackles for loss. Just keep on, just until you can't no more. You'll make a left. No, you drive until you can't no more and you'll make a left when you do in about 7 minutes. Man, he played a great game. I like what I saw from number 30 tonight. He was on my radar. I ain't know who the guy was. I know I keep it real with y'all. I ain't know who the guy was. But I promise you, he earned some respect tonight. Coaches had to notice what he was doing tonight because I noticed. Anytime the ball came his way, he was on top of his play. And if they converted it, it had to be perfect. He played some good boundary corner work tonight, man. And I was looking out there a lot. You saw number 30 making tackles for losses, great coverage, batting balls down. And the crazy thing is, guys, they started him out there. Not only did they start him, if I'm not mistaken, this guy played majority of the entire game. It was in the fourth quarter I still saw him out there making plays. He played majority of the game. Again, we're beat up on the defensive side of the ball, so you can understand why he got a lot of reps. But he made them count. And we're struggling at the opposite corner side too. He might have made a name for himself. Real talk. We might need to look up and say this guy might make the roster. Because we still don't feel comfortable about whoever we choose to be opposite Xavier Howard. And I ain't even finna talk about Xavier Howard. I don't think he played at all tonight. Y'all let me know if I'm wrong. I don't remember seeing him on the field. And then on top of it, I was mad earlier this week. I was going to go live on Thursday, but I was like, Thursday yesterday. But I was like, nah, because they done made me mad. I ain't going to be doing nothing but yelling in the stream. All in Tampa, they got headlines on front newspapers and articles all online. Buccaneers wide receivers embarrass Dolphins' highest paid cornerback. All on their message boards and everything. Bucs receivers embarrass one of the highest paid cornerback in the NFL for the Dolphins. I said I ain't even gonna go lie. They gonna think it's a hate fest. Man. But yeah, man. I like what I saw. I'm gonna keep my eyes out for Lemons and see what he start doing. Like we gotta see if his name comes up more in practice, and on top of it, if he can get over in the left lane. And then if he works out, man, y'all keep your eyes open for him though. All right, man. I was impressed, of course. That last drive I'm happy about. 2 big chunk plays, got him there. Listen, that first play, that was just better offense will always beat great offense will always beat defense, okay? Let me tell y'all now, man, that pass that quarterback threw down the seam, first of all, it was covered great. The defender was on the hip of the player. The ball was just placed perfectly right around the corner, and he got it. First down. They rushing up to the line. That's just a tough one. But that last play, I love the coaching in that situation from the Bucs. I love the coaching. They saw all night we were man to man. They couldn't get anybody open. They couldn't get the play they wanted. We just dominated on defense. So what did they do? They loaded the left side of the field. And they drew the safety help to the left side of the field. And what they did is said, we can't get nothing on this defense. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to put our best option out wide right. We're going to have him run an inside right route and curve out for the post. And all he got to do is allow that defender to get close to him on the inside. And as soon as he get close to him and that defender turn his head, sprint towards the sideline. And that's what they did. And the quarterback had enough time to throw the ball, and they dropped it in over the top. It had to be a perfect throw over the top because the defender still went in bad coverage. It's just the way that it was set up. The defender took a look back to see if the ball was coming, and that's when the player starts sprinting towards the sideline. They dropped it in, got that first down to put them in field goal range to win the game. So that was good coaching, just setting up a one-on-one situation and saying, it ain't no guarantee, but if you can win this one matchup, we'll win this game, and that's what they did. And I'm not even going to get on, I don't even know who was guarding them, but I'm not going to get on them. They did a good job, man. I'm not going to get on them at the light. You'll make it right. I'm not going to get on them, man. That was a great call. But let me tell y'all something, man. Y'all need to recognize, and we're going to talk more about this tomorrow, but y'all have to recognize the last 3 minutes of this game tells you everything you need to know about this team. The last 3 minutes of this game tells you everything you need to know about this team. And I'm probably going to talk about it tomorrow because there's so much that happened in those 3 minutes that we need to talk about from a coaching standpoint. It's huge, guys. Both coaches, even the Bucks.
Right.
Even the Bucks. I don't even know why I was doing that. I was telling you to turn just to come back. It was all about the coaches in that last 3 minutes. Guys, everything I needed to know, man. It was a thing of beauty. I can't wait to do that stream. I might just do it tomorrow because we got to break that down. That's going to be some real informative stuff I want to bring to y'all attention, see if y'all get the thought process I have and what happened in those last 3 minutes. Man, I can't wait to talk about it. I loved it, man. It's some certain things I noticed and I saw from coaching decisions. Thing of beauty, man. Those last 3 minutes were all about the coaches, not the players. Because again, those are third team, fourth team players who you're not going to be able to look towards to make plays like that in real games. So at the end of the day, you don't put merit on the players out there. You put merit on the scheme, what they were running, what type of situation the coaches put them in at the last few minutes of the game. And I love the situational football we put ourselves in. That's why Flores took that knee. We had 6 seconds to try to do a Hail Mary or something. He's like, it's preseason, we're going to take the knee. We got all the looks we needed. We ain't going to gain nothing by doing a Hail Mary. That's just for fandom at this point. It ain't that serious to us. We're evaluating out here. We're actually doing our job. We're not looking at these games as, oh my God, we got to do a Hail Mary to see if we know. That ain't what they're doing. And if they wanted to dial up a perfect play for a Hail Mary anyway, they don't want to show it. It's the type of stuff that, because if you think about it, I want y'all to think about the Miami Miracle. That wasn't no Hail Mary. That was a literal design play. What people don't realize about that play was, Kenyon Drake didn't start at the wide receiver line and run slow and wait on the pitch. Kenyon Drake was all the way back there with Tannehill. He actually chipped on a block. He helped block the guy. His route was to be delayed. That is an actual executed play. That wasn't a lucky Hail Mary. It was a play. And they're not trying to come out and show that. Gas station right up on the left. They wasn't trying to come out there and show any executed Hail Mary. So he took the knee. It ain't that serious. We got all the evaluation we need. I know he got to be proud of that last drive that he was able to put the offense on the field doing with the coaching staff. And actually, I like how Ruddock handled it too in the 2-minute drill, bringing the offense, hurrying it up, having a sense of urgency. I loved it, man. Well, you can go up a little. It's a turn in. It's better up. It's right up here. But yeah, man. Shout out to everybody that was with me tonight. If Eric Rowe plays solid this year, we should go QB first for competition, O-line second, D-line third, then trade up for a solid cornerback. Man, I don't know why y'all think we going quarterback first. There's another turn back there. When are y'all gonna realize picking up a quarterback in the first round is not a proven investment? It's not a smart investment. When y'all gonna realize that? If y'all want to take all the first round quarterbacks in the last 10 years, I can guarantee you, less than 5% of them look like they're gonna stick with their team for more than 4 off of their rookie deal. Less than 5%. But if you give me an offensive lineman or a defensive lineman in the first round, I bet you 30% of them are gonna stick with their team. Gonna earn it. I don't know why y'all keep going for these low odds. How many times we got to talk about we had 20 quarterbacks in 20 years? 20. I got you.
You leave the car?
Yeah, I don't. That's a myth. Yeah, man. Anyway, man. I'm about to end the stream anyway, man. It's your boy TD from TD Phins Talk. That's my post-game coverage, guys. Y'all hit that like button on your way out of the room, man. We made it back to my side of town. Appreciate everybody love. Appreciate their support tonight. Tomorrow, as soon as I get a chance, y'all know I'm going live to break down a lot of this stuff of individual work from the game, man. It's your boy TD. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all for loving me.